Cubs have returned to Cleveland for the first time since they won Game 7 of the World Series back in 2016. It's the opener of a two-game interleague set here on WGN Sports. Great to have you with us. Jim DeShays and Len Casper with you. Going down memory lane. It's been a lot of fun today, and we will play on time tonight. And a lot has happened since November of 2016. Both teams were in the playoffs last year. Both expect to be back again this year.
Yeah, the Cleveland Indians won 102 ball games last year, most in the American League. They have a very good lineup. Their pitching has been lights out so far this year. The Cubs last year, 92 wins, won the Central yet again. As everyone knows, they lost in the NLCS. Had a busy offseason, picking up 5 new pitchers. The Indians won the Central last year. Disappointing loss in the ALDS. Their big acquisition this winter, Yonder Alonso, now playing first base for the Tribe.
Indians won their last 3 games in Baltimore. Their first place club, 12-8. Kind of an opposite start to the Cubs, though. They're pitching great. Their offense has been a little sluggish.
Yeah, they're near the top of the league in earned run average, both from their starters and their bullpen. But of late, Jose Ramirez has started to heat up. 366 with 6 home runs in his last 10 ball games. Michael Brantley, who has dealt with a lot of injuries over the last couple of years, swinging a hot bat as well. But boy, you don't want to be behind this club late. Their bullpen can absolutely shut you down. Miller and Allen combined have not allowed a run yet this year.
Cubs won 2 of 3 in Colorado over the weekend, and it was the top of the order, not only offensively, but defensively as well. We'll talk about the Cubs' dynamic duo when we come back. Back here in Cleveland, we'll get into the pitching matchup in a second. No Chris Bryant in the lineup. Cubs just giving him one more day after he got beaned in Colorado on Sunday. But the Cubs have been carried here lately by the top two guys in their order. And Albert Almora Jr. probably had the best 2 days defensively we've ever seen.
Yeah, he had quite a weekend in Colorado. He had a 4-hit game on Friday, but it was the play in center field that got everybody's attention. It was one spectacular play after another by Albert out there in center field, whether going to his right, his left, backwards, banging into the walls, leaving his feet. Just put on an unbelievable show, covering that big center field out in Coors Field.
And for Javier Baez, we talk so much about his defense, his base running, but the offense has been the story here lately.
Yeah, the big bat has been most impressive. The ability to shoot the ball the other way, not as much swing and miss as we're used to seeing from Baez, staying on the pitches, driving it the other way. Here's a great example, the home run into the bullpen, and then this long, deep fly ball that flies out of the ballpark. Towering fly ball home run by Javi Baez.
So the Cubs tonight try to get to 2 games over for the first time, and Tyler Chatwood looks for his first win.
All about command for Tyler. The stuff has been very good, but too many walks, as was the case Tuesday against St. Louis. He only allowed 1 hit in 4 2/3 innings, but the pitch count went way up with 7 walks and 7 strikeouts. Josh Tomlin kind of working as the 5th man in their rotation, so he has not had a lot of work. He's only pitched 1 inning since the start you're looking at on April 10th.
And Tomlin pitched against the Cubs twice in the Fall Classic 2 years ago. There's that final out. Nobody will ever forget. Cubs and the Indians, the rematch coming up. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. Cool and drizzly, but we will get started on time, and hopefully we play without incident. Ted Barrett is the crew chief. He's behind the plate. Lance Barksdale, Will Little, and Tom Woodring are on the bases. Let's dig into the Cubs starting lineup. Almora and Baez go 1-2 again. We mentioned no Chris Bryant. Probably won't see him at all tonight, but hopefully back in there tomorrow. Rizzo Contreras. Listella gets his 2nd consecutive start at 2 hits on Sunday. Kyle Schwarber, when we play in Cleveland, he hits in the DH position in batting 6th. Russell, Hayward, and Happ will round it out.
Let's take a look at the Tribe defensively here this evening. Davis left, Zimmer plays center, Naquin is the right fielder, Lindor and Kipnis up the middle, Ramirez, Alonso third, first. Roberto Perez, part of the catching tandem here, he gets the assignment tonight, and Josh Tomlin is on the mound for the Indians.
Tomlin had been dealing with some back issues. His last appearance was in relief during that 2-game series in Puerto Rico against the Twins.
Yeah, he's a finesse Right-hander, 59 and 50 lifetime. You see the numbers so far this year, not good, but he hasn't had steady work. A couple of starts, one time out of the pen, one ugly start, one really good one. 33 years of age now is Tomlin, 6'1", a buck 90, from Tyler, Texas, and Texas Tech University.
Cubs were off yesterday here in Cleveland. The Indians beat the Orioles last night in Baltimore 2-1, and we're underway. "56 degrees as we get started.
Tomlin's fastballs sit around 86, 87 miles per hour. He lets throw a lot of cutters, and curveball also has a changeup.
Swing and a miss, strike three.
He has impeccable control over the last 5 years. He has the lowest walk rate in Major League Baseball. Strike the ball, breaking ball to get Almora.
Here's Baez. 23 RBIs, leading the National League. He's hit in 6 in a row, as has Almora coming in. And he fouls back to the top of the screen. First of 20 games the Cubs will play against the American League this year. Chris Bryant passed all the concussion tests, but just giving him another day. No sense in pushing it too hard. Back quickly comes Tomlin, and Baez pointed, and Lance Barksdale said you swung at it.
Javi tried to get the jump on Perez, the catcher. He wanted to make his appeal first. We got 3 guys pointing. Check it out. Somebody needs to paint that. Norman Rockwell. He's not around anymore, but it'd be a good subject matter for him. He did the umpires in the ring. He can do the batter, catcher, umpire, all pointing to first base.
Tomlin not taking much time between pitches.
We need to have a caption contest. That's beautiful. It's a lot of pressure on Lance down there at first base. No, I think Tomlin's one of those guys that, I talked about the control. He's not going to blow you away with velocity, but he can really spot the ball. That time, the elevated fastball. So it may be that at some point along the way, the Cub hitters will start to step out a little bit, try to upset his rhythm.
Former Cub Terry Francona, in his 6th season managing the Indians. Inside for a ball. Late father Tito played for the Indians. Terry briefly played here in 1988 and worked in their front office as an advisor back in 2001. Poke down the right field line. That's a fair ball. Baez is going to try to make second, and the throw is not in time. Looked to me like Tyler Naquin assumed he wasn't going to go, and that little hesitation is all Baez needed to make it.
Yeah, and Javi's such a savvy player. I'm not so sure that he didn't set Naquin up a little bit, because it looked like he was starting to break it down as if to deliver the message to Naquin that he was going to settle for first. But those of us who have been watching him play all year know that he rarely settles for one. So he kind of cruises around first base and then finds another gear.
So he's at second for Rizzo with 1 out. First pitch swinging way up in the air. Lindor backpedaling and called off by Davis for the 2nd out.
And not a bad idea to go after that first pitch if paying attention to the first 2 hitters. Tomlin first pitch fastballs over a good chunk of home plate to get those at bat started. So Anthony was ready for it, just didn't do anything with it. Well, his frustrations continue.
Wilson Contreras, a cleanup man. This was supposed to be the start of a 9-game homestand for the Indians. Instead, now it's an 11-game, 10-day stay at home. And we'll finish it up by playing a makeup doubleheader against the Blue Jays on May 3rd. And yes, they sit right off a Great Lake as we do, so the weather has been a big issue here in Cleveland. All right, JD.
Yeah.
Test your geography.
Lake Erie.
No. Is Wrigley Field closer to Lake Michigan than Progressive Field is to Lake Erie?
Ooh, boy. I'm going to go Progressive's a little closer to Lake Erie.
Really? Okay. I'm sure Twitter will let us know as Lindor makes the play. The Cubs strand by as it's second. The Indians are coming up against Tyler Chatwood when we come back. So far, their DH is Edwin Encarnacion. Naquin playing right. Lonnie Chisenhall's on the DL. Roberto Perez catches tonight. Bradley Zimmer is in center, and Rajay Davis plays left.
Cubs defensively. Ian Happ plays left field tonight. Albert Almora Jr. center. Jason Hayward in right. Estella, Russell, Baez, Rizzo third to first. Wilson Contreras is behind the plate. And our Blue Cross Blue Shield starting pitcher is Tyler Chatwood, to choose Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. The card to carry through it all. Mr. Tyler, 3 starts, 0-3 so far with a .460, racking up the strikeouts, but way too many walks as well.
Switch hitting Francisco Lindor. Good friends with the Cubs second baseman Javier Baez. Their stories are very similar. That is a strike from Chatwood. Both are from Puerto Rico. Both went to high school in Florida. Both were first-round picks. In fact, Lindor went 1 pick ahead of Baez in the 2011 draft. The team's pretty happy with those picks.
Lindor's been an all-star each of the last 2 seasons. Finished 5th in the MVP voting in the American League last year. Club record 33 home runs for a shortstop.
Chatwood nods in agreement and his 1-2 is bounced to the shortstop Addison Russell, and the throw not great, but Rizzo able to dig it out, and he dropped it, but it was during the exchange, so Lindor is out. And good to see Addison Russell in the lineup. Got an allergic reaction to the post-game spread on Sunday. He stayed overnight in Denver and flew here yesterday, and back to 100% or close to it.
Yeah, apparently the spread in the clubhouse, they had these little labels on the dishes, and one of them was the label had been slid down a little bit, so he didn't realize there was shrimp in the dishes, but he was allergic to shrimp.
Northbrook native Jason Kipnis on the DL 3 times last year. When you look at the Indians in terms of their position players, they need Kipnis to be healthy all year. They need Michael Brantley to have a healthy and productive season. And Brantley is healthy, he's just not in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, well, they need that to happen, assuming they don't pitch as well as they're pitching right now, because right now they could put a college team behind their pitching staff and play competitive ball. Right. It's unbelievable how well they pitch, but I doubt that's going to continue. And it's funny how, throughout spring training, we always make the point that spring training is overrated. Don't get caught up in spring training. Kipnis, remember, he was just tearing it up out in Arizona. He's in a $173 so far this year.
Yeah, I think he hit like 6 homers in the first 8 or 9 games in spring training. Cubs will not see Corey Kluber. They'll not have to face Carlos Carrasco. Trevor Bauer will get the start tomorrow. That's Mike Clevenger coming off a terrific outing in Baltimore. Kipnis held, and that is ball 4. So the Indians have their first base runner. Now switch hitting third baseman Jose Ramirez. He started the year 2 for 33, but his last 11 games he's hitting .372 with 6 home runs.
And he also finished near the top of the league in MVP voting last year. He was 3rd. 91 extra base hits, 56 doubles. Under the radar superstar, huh? You hear a lot about him, but he can flat out play.
Here it comes, and it's wide. And the count is 1-2.
Yeah, he's got a good eye at the plate. He's walked almost twice as much as he has struck out this year.
Inside again. Not a huge crowd as we get started. It is raining, so the weather's certainly a factor. It's a school night here in late April. Two balls, 2 strikes to Ramirez. The pitch feathered into left for a base hit. I don't know this for a fact.
Okay.
And I have to put that disclaimer on it, but when guys are in a stretch like Ramirez has been, it feels like balls like that tend to fall. I'm sure that's really not the case. It just feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's probably accurate, you'd say.
If he had been, 3 for his last 22, that ball probably carries all the way out to half and is an easy out. Here's Alonso, had the game-winning home run last night in Baltimore. And inside for a ball. Alonso pretty upfront about the changes he made prior to last year. Had been very reluctant to make tweaks and had been kind of a doubles type power hitter. Ground ball to third. Listella's up with it. Baez at the bag, and they'll turn it. We'll talk more about Alonso later. 5-4-3 around the horn, and after an inning, 0-0. Game Zone to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and info while watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio furniture, hot tubs, and more. Escape your everyday. Shop The Great Escape. Tommy Listella started that nice 5-4-3 inning-ending double play to get the Cubs out of the first inning.
Yeah, Baez had a long way to go to get to second base on this one, but fortunately Alonso was running and he's not very fast. Good turn.
Tommy started at second base on Sunday and had 2 hits. And the Cubs wild 9-7 win. Did you see Corey Blazer was involved in another game-ending call?
Well,
the runner safe at third, and they went to the replay and out. Game over in Houston last night. Called strike 3. 2 for Tomlin. And here's Kyle Schwarber. 5 for 9 plus 2 walks. 5 knocked in over the weekend at Colorado.
I imagine he's got some family that made the trip here for this 2-game set.
We had the improbable, if not impossible, World Series return from the knee injury 2 years ago. At 7 for 17 in 5 games. He started at DH in all 4 games here. That was kind of the irony of the schedule. The Indians had home field advantage, but the Cubs got Schwarber an extra start as a result. He had 3 hits in the Game 7 clincher, including the big one in the 10th. One ball, 1 strike on him. Here's a pitch. Just missed the inside edge. Line shot and gone. A home run for Schwarber. He loves hitting in his home State of Ohio.
That was a 1-iron there. That baby was just a rocket on a line. Got out of here in no time.
1-0 in the second.
Well, they track launch angle and exit velocity and all that stuff, but I would be curious the time from contact to splashdown on this one.
A 117 miles an hour off the bat. Yikes. Ball 1 to Russell. Man, he drills one. Center field, and Zimmer can't make the play. It'll end up being a double for Russell. Good effort by Bradley Zimmer. He got a glove on it. But that's all. Back-to-back extra base hits here with 1 out.
Try to go down and away on Russell. It leaks back over the plate a little bit, and he covers it well. He really smoked that ball. That's a very positive sign. It's been a rough go for Addison here of late. Zimmer tries to go all Almora out there and can't quite haul it in. Third extra base hit here in the early going for the Cubs.
Jason Hayward, topic of a bunch of articles the last 24 hours about the famous rain delay meeting in the weight room outside the visitors clubhouse here.
Well, with the forecast tonight and tomorrow, maybe he can reenact it.
Well, he had a battle on his hands on Sunday with the sun in Denver. That will not be an issue tonight.
Yeah, he was probably ready for a dreary night game after his son was just beating him up in Colorado the other day.
Well, the Cubs ended a 108-year World Series title drought. First team since '85 to come back after being down 3-1. First road team to win Game 7 in extra innings. High fly center. Zimmer makes a catch, and Russell will hold. So now the big drought belongs to the Indians. They have not won the World Series since 1948. To the series twice in the 90s. They had a 9th inning lead in Game 7 in Florida in '97. You know, talking to some people here and reminiscing about 2016 World Series as Ian Happ will bat. And then a ground ball foul. As disappointed as they were, JD, that they lost the World Series, they didn't really feel like they handed it to the Cubs. You know, there was not one singular moment where there was regret about if we had just made this play or that play. It was a very well played series. And I think the conventional baseball wisdom is because Kluber and Tomlin were kind of carrying their starting rotation, they kind of ran out of gas, and the Cubs didn't.
Yeah, they were very bullpen dependent there. They had some banged up starting pitchers. They leaned heavily on the pen, and by the time they worked their way all the way through the division series, the LCS, then into the World Series, some of those bullpen arms started to fatigue a little bit.
Normally when you blow a 3-1 lead in a playoff series, it feels like there's a, well, what if this or what if that, but the Cubs played 3 really good games to beat them. Ground ball, base hit. Here comes Russell. Cubs lead 2-0.
Ian Happ starting to show some signs of life with the bat. A couple knocks over the weekend. One as a pinch hitter in Denver. Good solid swing here. Got to be patient with Tomlin. A lot of soft stuff. You got to stay back. I think middle of the diamond. That's what they did so well the first couple of days in Denver. Actually, the last day of the homestand against the Cardinals as well.
Almora struck out to start the game. Popped up, Kipnis backing up, and that'll end the Cubs' second. Kyle Schwarber with a line shot home run. Cubs would add a run on the Happ single. It's 2-0 early. Edwin Encarnacion, the DH, takes ball one. Tyler Chatwood working with a 2-0 lead early, and according to our very smart fans on Twitter, Wrigley Field is a little closer to Lake Michigan than Progressive Field is to Lake Erie. I don't know if Progressive Field is closer to Lake Michigan than Wrigley is to Lake Erie, but I don't want to get too deep into it.
The old ballpark here, Municipal Stadium, is nicknamed the Mistake by the Lake. Huge ballpark that put over 70,000 people in there.
56 and raining. What would it feel like over there tonight? 2-2.
My second big league start ever was in that ballpark. There was like 5,500 people there.
It held about 80,000.
Yeah, it was a bad vibe.
I mentioned Lonnie Chisenhall, their normal right fielders, on the DL with a strained calf. The Indians have inked Melky Cabrera.
Saw that.
To a minor league deal. Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Encarnacion, a very accomplished hitter, but he's scuffling, hitting just 149 prior to that plate appearance. Chatwood misses his spot by about 3 feet, but still gets his man. Yeah, there's been a lot of exactly 43.2% of the plate appearances against Tyler have ended in either a strikeout or a walk.
Tyler Naquin on his 27th birthday, getting the start in right. Outside for a ball.
Probably wouldn't advise it on 3-0, but on 2-0 might have been a good time to try to throw a little cutter or breaking pitch here just to change the release point.
Three and one the count.
Got to keep that front shoulder closed. Has the tendency to fly open with that front side, and that's when that fastball will run high and wide on him.
Back in it, full count. The catcher Roberto Perez on deck. Chatwood seeking his first win as a Cub. 0-3 to start the year. And ball 4, his second walk issued.
Everybody is in. Rizzo, Bryant, Javi, the Kyles, and the rest of the boys are ready for another shot at October Glory. Be part of it all season long at Wrigley Field. Tickets are still available for the upcoming home series with the Brewers and the Rockies. Get your tickets now at Cubs.com.
Perez getting his 8th start. We'll send out condolences to the family of Jose Pablo Perez, who passed away this week. Lifelong Cub fan. As the Indians catcher showing bunt. And also sad news to pass along. Davey Nelson, Brewers broadcaster, former All-Star infielder, actually made his big league debut with the Indians back in 1968, has passed away at age 73. He did some broadcasting work with the Cubs back in the 1980s, and one of the nicest people in our business. Davey was an All-Star with Texas back in 1973.
Yeah, had a very nice career, and as you mentioned, a wonderful guy. I didn't even know he was sick.
Yeah, I guess he had been ill for a while. Big stolen base seasons for Dave Nelson. 51 in 1972. That is ripped foul. Mentioned the trip the Indians made to Puerto Rico. They split a 2-game series with the Twins. It was a big deal for Perez and Francisco Lindor in particular, both being from Puerto Rico. Lindor hit a big home run. Two and two the count. And our high-speed replay is powered by Xfinity. What a moment for Lindor and his family. Called strike 3. 2 down here in the Cleveland second.
Perez isn't buying in a breaking pitch from Chatwood. Could have been a little off the plate inside. Ted Barrett liked it enough. Hang him up. The minister. It's an ordained preacher.
Bradley Zimmer, the center fielder, 6'5", 220. Close play at first. Rizzo took a quick look at his manager. They will check with the video room just to make sure the call was right.
A quick tag, and I don't think Anthony could tell whether Naquin was back to the bag or not. That's why he looked in as if to say, well, I'm not sure. I might have gotten him. I think he's out. They're going to check. Brandon Hyde called him out in the dugout. So Joe says, let's take a look. Naquin has the look of a guy who was out, doesn't he?
Yes, he
does. A troubled look about him.
out.
Yeah.
That should not take more than a half a minute. Getting out of the line of fire here is Chatwood. He'll take some warm-up tosses on a cool night. Can't say cold, right? Compared to what we've seen.
No, we've
56 feels.
We've been playing in wind chills in the 20s. This is flat out balmy. Naquin's down there going, man, come on, it's my birthday. I can't get picked off on my birthday. Don't ring me up.
And the inning is over as we remember Dave Nelson.
It's pre-May, and you see Javi Baez there among some Cub luminaries all time. Javi's driven in 23 already this year. First Midwest Bank connect with a momentum maker today. Tried to connect with that first pitch, slow hook, came up empty. Double to right, first time up, back in the first.
One of the big topics here the last couple of days was the Baez LeMahieu verbal confrontation after Baez thought LeMahieu might have been catching the Cubs signs, so before the pitch was delivered he got in his way, trying to shield him from the catcher's signs.
Creating a little traffic, like somebody trying to screen a goaltender.
And Joe Madden, we talked to him about it a lot today. He said, I love it.
I think it's a savvy play. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just LeMahieu was freaking out a little bit because it's just he'd never seen it before. He was saying, I'm not stealing your signs. There's nothing wrong with him trying to steal signs from second base. That's
right.
Part of the game. And
called strike three.
I think Barrett's going to be generous off that inside corner, it looks like.
We had a shot of Vic Carpazza talking to Baez the other day. He was not telling him you can't do what you're doing. He just said you got to make sure you're not in the baseline to impede LeMahieu's progress. But I do think it's maybe an unintended consequence of the new mound visit rule, right? Instead of wasting a visit, change signs, you just take it.
Yeah, as you get into the middle innings of the game, and if you've had a fair number of base runners, the fear is that the other team's kind of savvy to what you're trying to do with your signs, using as an indicator and things of that nature. So a lot of times you'd see a catcher go out to the mound and change things up. Okay, now we're going to use third sign as an indicator, second sign after a 2 or whatever it is they're doing. So now that you're limited in the amount of meetings you can have out there, here's another way to make sure somebody's not trying to steal your signs. Don't let them see the catcher.
Hey, good to see John Adams. He's the guy who beats on that drum and has been doing so for a long time, going back to their days at the old ballpark. He's got a plaque right there too. Very cool. Swing and a miss. 3-2 on Rizzo.
When does he beat the drum? Just whenever he feels like it? When they have a rally going?
I think so, yeah.
Whenever the mood strikes him.
Ground ball into the shift. And it's Kipnis to make the play. Yeah, they had a Bobble Arm Day promotion. 2006 for John Adams. Hey, Chicagoland viewers, it's time for the Subway third inning triple play promotion. Text Subway to 97999. Right now, the 300th texter wins a $30 gift card to a Subway restaurant in the Chicagoland area. Subway, so much sandwich.
Does he have to bring his drum to the ballpark every day? Does he get to store it here somewhere?
You're asking me questions to which I don't have answers, but I'm sure we can find those answers. So the question is, does he have to bring the drum every day to the ballpark?
Protocol, yeah.
Maybe he has a locker here somewhere in the park. One and one on Contreras. He is taking up 2 seats. I don't think he has to pay for 2 tickets anymore. He's killing that popcorn right now. It's making me hungry.
Crushing it.
Tomlin's 1-2 is hit foul out of play. Tomlin pitched to Gem at Wrigley Field in Game 3 of the World Series. He got a no decision because he did not complete 5 innings. And his ailing father Jerry was in attendance in a wheelchair due to a medical condition that had left him paralyzed. That ball's hit deep to left and it will go. A home run. Cubs have gone deep twice. Schwarber in the second, Contreras here in the third, and it's 3-0.
Yeah, that one looked like a right-handed version of the one Schwarber hit. It's home run number 1 for Wilson Contreras this year. He was 2 out of 9 in Colorado. Looks like they're trying to throw a little front door cutter. Stayed on a good portion of home plate, and Contreras just hammered it.
So it's La Stella with the Cubs now leading 3-0. Fly ball, Zimmer tracking and making the catch. Cubs have the early lead here in Cleveland in the first of a 2-gamer.
Bottom of the third this Friday, the 27th. Cubs Brewers, first pitch 1:20, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans will receive a Cubs fleece blanket presented by American Airlines. Tickets available at Cubs.com.
I know one happy Cub fan with the Cubs leading early as Zimmer bunts. Chatwood bare hands and safe as the throw got by Rizzo. So an infield bunt hit for Zimmer to start the Cleveland third. I want to send out happy 95th birthday wishes to Evelyn Salk, a lifelong Cub fan watching tonight. Not a bad play on a wet night.
No, maybe a better play for LaStella coming in on that ball. He has a little more momentum. A tweener and a good bunt. Zimmer's a big guy, but he can play the speed game. Can bunt, can run. And Chatwood is a tremendous fielding pitcher.
Rajay Davis back with the Indians. With the dramatic game-tying homer off Aroldis Chapman. Bottom of the 8th, game 7. 7-pitch battle. RBI hit off Carl Edwards in the 10th that made it a 1-run game before Mike Montgomery came in to get the final out against Michael Martinez.
Yeah, Cubs had a win probability of about 94% prior to that 3-run home run, and with one swing of the bat, the Indians became favorites in that ball game.
Davis is now 37. Indians run a fair amount. Zimmer stole 18 last year. 3 out of 4 so far this year.
A little small ball with these guys at the bottom of the order. Davis play a little hit and run. He might drop down a bunt too at some point tonight, especially on a wet field. Sprinkling now and likely will rain throughout this ball game.
I think the thought was it's probably going to rain like this all night, so delaying the start didn't make a whole lot of sense. Ball 4. So Chatwood has walked 1 in each of the first 3 innings. Cub fans, make sure you check out the Cubs blog at WGNTV.com, presented by Nationwide's Jeff Vukovich. Go to jeffvuk.com or follow him on social media. Nationwide is on your side. You wondered when John Adams beats on the drum?
There he goes.
2 on for Lindor, and he bunts, and it's a beauty. But a good play by LaStella, with Lindor basically bunting for a hit, but we'll get a sacrifice out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Lindor's got power, so you can make an argument he should be up there trying to drive people in, but he also has speed and is a good bunter. As we mentioned, it's a wet field, so there's a lot of reasons why this is a smart play. He's trying to get himself a knock. It's one of those, well, worst case scenario, if I get it down, I at least move 2 guys along. Took a good play by LaStella to get him.
It's the same bass drum we've been banging on since 1973 at Indians home games. Infield back with a 3-0 lead. Kipnis took a borderline strike. Zimmer, the runner at third. Davis at second. Knocked down by Contreras. One little quirk in this ballpark that may or may not come into play. They've got a rubberized warning track in foul territory around most of the ballpark. But then you get out near the foul poles, and it's a dirt track in fair territory. You see the edge of that rubberized track. I mention that because Just think it's interesting, but also on a wet night, you might get a guy who loses his footing over there on a foul pop-up.
Yeah, spikes on that rubbery surface could be an issue. Could use a punch out here.
Indians will get on the board. LaStella with a strong throw to get Kipnis. Kipnis will grab an RBI. It's now 3-1. Brings up Ramirez. Soft liner for a base hit in the first inning. And a pitch. Base hit to right. Lindor around third. Here's the throw by Hayward. Out. Lindor nailed by Hayward. Check that. Davis, the runner. My bad. Nice throw by Hayward. And we'll see if Tito's going to challenge.
Well, what an impressive play by Jason Hayward. You think about Davis, who could still run really well. So with 2 outs, he's moving with the swing here. And you would just assume automatic no play at the plate. But Hayward got to it in a hurry, has that cannon for an arm.
Tito thinks he's safe.
They're going to take a look at it.
Now Davis looked over his shoulder as he got near third. I'm not sure why. With 2 outs, figure he's going all the way.
I don't know that he got him with the initial swipe.
Right.
And that's a play. Again, it's interesting. You know, ever since the collision rule came into play, it wasn't the cleanest turn at third base.
Well, the Cubs defenders are walking off the field. They're convinced he's out.
Interesting too that Ramirez didn't head to second base. That's typically a play where you're going to tell that back runner just to go if you think there's any chance they have a play on the guy trying to score.
Right.
Because you want that ball cut to guarantee that the runner is going to score. But again, with 2 outs and a guy with Davis's speed, I'm sure what he was thinking is he's going to score easily. I'm not going to put myself in jeopardy to make sure we get this run.
Typically, managers will not challenge plays in the early innings if it's a 50-50 proposition. The difference here is it's a run versus the inning ending. So this is a big call. And Tito loses his challenge as the call holds up. It's 3-1 Cubs after 3. at participating locations for a limited time. Play through a soft rain. Jason Hayward with a big 9-2 inning-ending put out at the plate. They get Rajay Davis instead of 3-2, and inning continues. It's 3-1, and the Cubs bat in the fourth. Schwarber, a bullet into the stands in right in his first at bat.
Well, let's take a look at our Ford drive of the game, and it was the Schwarber home run in the second inning. Just a BB, his fifth on the year. Oh my.
Towering shot to right. He's got two of them tonight. Four to one.
He's having fun, isn't he? You know, we were talking all weekend about his work in Colorado, how he was hitting the ball up the middle, hitting it the other way. Just to let everybody know, I still got this in my bag of tricks as well. He goes yard twice, once with a line drive, and now a towering home run for Schwarber. Oh my. Wow. Yeah.
Sixth time in his career. He's hit more than one homer in a game.
He's doing some serious slugging here tonight. 3 home runs, 2 doubles, and a single.
That ball hit pretty well. Naquin will run it down on the warning track. So Russell 1 for 2.
Yeah, 2 real good swings tonight, though. That's a good sign. It's like I took the job description to heart. Designated hitter? Okay.
Right.
I got this.
So Schwarber will have at least a couple more chances for his first career 3-homer game.
Go all Scooter Gennett and hit 4.
Strike called on Hayward. He's made an impact with his defense tonight. That's Dan Otero up in the Cleveland pen.
Indians pitching has been outstanding this year. Tomlin, you kind of feel for him. He hasn't been out there much. He's a touch and feel guy. When you don't face many hitters over a long stretch of time, it's hard to maintain that touch.
Line drive center field. He hit it right at Zimmer.
Giving up some hard contact here tonight. Start your summer music adventures off right with the Budweiser concert series at Gallagher Way. First show is Friday evening, May 18th, and will feature the record company and real estate. To purchase tickets and more information, visit gallagherway.com/events. Kind of looks like Schwab's there in the middle of the record company.
Ian Happ, RBI single in the second. Batting 9th.
So this is the Indians' 21st game. It's only the 4th time they've given up more than 3 runs in the ball game.
Incredible. And they came in with a 2.57 staff ERA. Sometimes it's bullpen good, starters bad, or vice versa. Both bullpen and rotation have been excellent.
Yeah, the Indians and the Astros, the only 2 teams in Major League Baseball to be top 5 in starters ERA and top 5 in bullpen ERA.
The 2-1 from Tomlin is hit down the line. That ball's fair. A home run. Ian Happ goes deep. Opposite way for his 3rd. They've connected 4 times here in the first 4 innings off Josh Tomlin.
How good must this feel for Ian Happ? It's been a bit of a struggle for him. Well, more than a bit. It's been a big time struggle. But as I said earlier, signs of life here lately. Stays on that pitch and just blasts it the other way.
That'll be it for Tomlin as the Indians will go into their bullpen. The Cubs lead 5-1 in the 4th. Youngstown, Ohio, which is near Cincinnati. And he has done a lot of damage against both clubs, and he's got 2 home runs tonight. The Cubs have hit 4, a season high, only in the 4th inning. Dan Otero, 33-year-old right-hander. It's his 6th appearance, former Giant and Athletic.
Yeah, and he's also a finesse type guy, doesn't throw hard. Change up and slider to go along with a 90, 91 mile an hour heater, 6-piece. Indians are different than many bullpens we see in that they've got a number of guys that are more finesse than power. Now the guys at the end, obviously, Miller and Allen, huge strikeout numbers, and they throw hard. McAllister throws pretty hard, but Goody, Otero, Belisle, Olson, all below average in terms of velocity.
That's a strike. Bottom of the zone. 1-2 on Almora. That's foul.
Still 2 out of 3 from the Rockies this weekend. Up and down all year long, a game above or a game below 500. They're the only team in Major League Baseball that hasn't had either a 3-game winning streak or a 3-game losing streak. There you go.
Trying to get the 2 games over for the first time, and Almora's out. And the Cubs done in the 4th, but 2 more homers. Schwarber is second, Happ going deep, 5-1.
Important because the Cubs are playing the Brewers that day at 1:20, and up to the first 10,000 early arriving fans are going to take home a dancing bullpen beverage tumbler. That's presented by Pepsi. Tickets are still available at Cubs.com. Brewers are playing good ball. They've won 6 in a row. 14-9 entering play tonight.
Cubs lead 5-1. Kyle Schwarber with 2 home runs. Made his major league debut actually as a defensive replacement, catching in the ninth inning, June 16th, 2015, at home against Cleveland. The next night, it was the Cubs starting DH. He went 4 for 5 in a 17-0 win, with 2 for 4 the following night. So yeah, he loves hitting in this ballpark. That has continued this evening. Here's Alonso. Get into an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play in the first. I was mentioning he got into the launch angle revolution last year. His sister's married to Manny Machado, and Machado had been on him to change his swing for a couple of years. He finally did it last year, and he hit a career high 28 home runs. Michigan signed him to a 2-year deal to replace Carlos Santana.
Yeah, that's why you hear a lot of people, and it's kind of an initial pushback from a lot of people that have been around the game. Anytime you start talking about new things, spin rate or exit velocity, and you're hearing a lot of pushback against launch angle.
Kicks off the mound and right to Russell.
I'm not saying it's for everybody, but when you look at the success guys like Alonso has had, Justin Turner with the Dodgers, Daniel Murphy. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. This guy had never hit more than 9 in a season before last year.
Encarnacion. Takes a breaking ball for a strike. Encarnacion with a stretch of 6 years in running of at least 34 home runs. That is wide and foul.
Yeah, he's had a remarkable career. First came up with the Reds. At the time, he was more of a 15 to 20 home run guy, would hit a lot of doubles, but as he got bigger, stronger, and smarter as a hitter, time with all the at-bats, greater understanding of how to work counts and how pitchers are trying to work you. He's developed into an elite slugger.
352 career home runs. Like a lot of his teammates, off to a slow start this year. And he's out on strikes. So Chatwood rings him up. 2 down.
Breaking ball catches the inside corner. That's the thing. If you have command tonight, Ted Barrett's got a pretty wide strike zone back there. Tomlin, who has tremendous command typically, I think he just caught too much of the plate. I mean, I think they should have recognized early on that Barrett was pretty wide and just picked away at it. Sometimes you can get accused of nibbling, but why throw it over if you don't have to? Strikes can be overrated.
Make that into a t-shirt. 1-1 to Naquin. Hit hard on a bounce. Backhanded by Russell. Looks it in. And rifles it to Rizzo. And they go in order for the first time tonight. It's all Cubs through 4. home run, but as we check out who's going places, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. That has not been the storyline overall this season. 27% of their runs coming via the home run, last in the National League. Oh, look out, the bat goes flying. I don't think he cracked it. I think that was the whole bat. And Butterfield will retrieve it. And just lost the handle.
Lost the whole thing.
So if we give you that number, the Cubs are last in that category. Is that a positive sign? Does it mean anything to you?
Well, I think bottom line is you score enough runs. But I think it's a positive thing in that they've shown some versatility with their ability to spray the ball around the field. And that was one of the issues that they had last year. They felt like they were maybe last couple of years a little too home run dependent.
Otero got a glove on it to slow it down, but Kipnis will make the play, and he did break his bat that time.
Because I think what happens is when you get into the postseason, you get against top-notch pitching, and that's typically what you see in the postseason. Tougher to, I would think, to live by the home run. At least you want to have the skill set, the ability to hit the ball the other way, manufacture some runs, use the whole field, all those good things that we've seen here of late.
If you keep score at home, score that one 1-4-3. Rizzo 0 for 2. Takes a strike. All-time regular season series tied at 9. Cubs have gone 5-6 here at Progressive Field.
So in a perfect world, I guess what I would say is you want a team that can slug, that hits plenty of home runs, and this group will. But you also want a team who's capable of competing against good pitching and willing to change your approach in certain situations. I guess that's the most important thing. It's having some awareness of when to cut down on the swing and try to go the other way.
Rizzo choking up with 2 strikes. Able to foul it off.
Looked like Happ and Hayward there were reviewing some video on Otero.
They got him.
Monday, April 30th is Restaurateurs, Bartenders, and Barista Professionals Night. All participants 21 and older who purchase tickets through the Cubs Community Nights page will receive a pair of Cubs-themed texting gloves presented by Jim Beam. For more information, visit Cubs.com/Community Nights. So if she had some texting gloves on, good shape.
Strike to Contreras. He had a line drive to left. In the third is first of the regular season. Cold and damp tonight here in Cleveland. But we started on time. By the way, if you'd like to relive Game 7 of the World Series, this would be a good way to do it. Go to baseballvoices.com. That is Pat Hughes' scorecard from Game 7. And it was fun being in the booth behind him, watching him score. And yeah, he's got the Cubs in blue, the Indians in red. It really is a work of art. Baseballvoices.com. And you can have a piece of history. 2-2 the count. Pat reminded me today that my name is written on the right margin. I have that card. He said when he left off was handsome and intelligent.
Just ran out of room.
But I said, but I know that's what you meant. Maybe the most famous scorecard in Cubs history. BaseballVoices.com. Check it out. 5-1 Cubs, 5th inning.
Cubs MasterCard debit card only available at your local Wintrust Community Bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC.
Tyler Chatwood trying to get through this 5th inning and qualify for his first win as a Cub. Up and in on Roberto Perez. Ron Gomes gets most of the time back of the plate. He had a 2-homer game in the World Series. From the 9th spot in Game 1, first 9-hitter in World Series history to have a 2-homer game. Two and one on him. The Indians got home really late. Early this morning, in fact. I guess they had some mechanical issues with their team plane.
Apparently sat on the tarmac for 2 or 3 hours in Baltimore. They played a fairly brisk game last night. All right, that's good on getaway day. Quick game, get home in a reasonable hour, and then they had to sit and wait.
Chatwood not happy with himself. Lead-off walk here in the 5th. Let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Bradley Zimmer with a man on. And nobody out. Cubs lead 5-1.
Imagine, and he just took an aggressive swing at a first pitch fastball there, that the conversation in the Indians dugout is, hey, make sure you get a strike. He's walked 4 already. He struggles with command. We're down 4 runs. We need base runners. Doesn't mean you have to be passive, but disciplined, I guess, would be the word.
Between innings, or a little earlier, Added some diamond drive on the mound and around home plate. Starting to see behind second base, starting to look just a tad shiny. They have to do some more work on the infield as it continues to rain.
Yeah, the grounds crew will be out there off and on all night long now. Kind of like a pit crew. Run out in between innings real quick, throw some diamond drive, rake it in, try to smooth things out.
Chatwood gets a sign from Contreras. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Change up.
I believe so. The old slow ball fading down and away.
Davis walked and was thrown out at the plate to end the third. Foul strike. In the eighth in Chicago, the Mariners lead the White Sox 1-0. Yankees 2-1 over the Twins in the third. In New York, just missed the outside. Tigers and Pirates being delayed in Pittsburgh.
Already postponed in Baltimore tonight. Rays in Baltimore were supposed to play. So the Dodgers called up their phenom, Walker Buehler.
Yeah, he was impressive when we saw him in spring training. Really good last night.
98, 99 miles per.
Shohei Ohtani will face Charlie Morton tonight. Angels and the Astros in Houston as Davis went around for strike three.
Another good changeup. Cubs destinations travel packages include tickets, hotel accommodations, ballpark tours, Cubs swag, and a private meet and greet with a current player. This season's trips to Chicago include matchups against the Cardinals, Nationals, and Reds. For more information, visit Cubs.com/destinations.
Ball one to Lindor. Two and 0. One of the more exciting young players in the game today. In terms of an international competition like the WBC,
yeah,
hard to top a Lindor-Baez combo, right? Nice play, Chatwood. They get Lindor, and he works around the leadoff walk, has a 5-1 lead after 5.
Chicago fans.
MLB At Bat is your #1 Cubs app. Customize your experience to catch every moment this season. Get Cubs home screen icons and features such as the MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, stats, news, and more. Download MLB At Bat today. Cubs lead 5-1.
Otero yields to Olson. Tyler Olson, the left-hander. Working for the 9th time. No wins, no losses. A .450 ERA. He pitched 20 times last year. 30 times, actually. 20 innings. Did not allow a single run.
Gonzaga product. Tyler Olson.
One of the finesse guys out there. Throws a lot of curveballs. That's what he started Tommy with. Got some funk.
Schwarber on deck already with 2 home runs, totaling 800 feet of distance. Halfway to Lake Erie. Fouled off. Just in the StatCast era, the first homer by Schwarber was the hardest home run recorded by a Cub. 117 miles an hour. That front door breaking ball, and it missed. 2-2 on La Stella. Foul to right.
Error on the ball boy. Heckled by his buds down there.
Well, Brian Kenny had to say, he'd get rid of the error completely. That'd be a hit. In terms of the ball, wouldn't be a hit in the game.
So the idea is to get rid of the error altogether.
Yes, because he did a big graphic on MLB Network. There are 1.2 errors combined per game now. He said it's almost an irrelevant stat. He showed some of the kind of close calls on hit versus error and how subjective it is, and said you put a ball in play and you reach base, you should just get a hit. Just get rid of the error. Guys are too good now. And he said that, you know, back in the 19th century, errors were a big part of the game. Bad fields, gloves weren't particularly good.
So they should all been hits back then.
Right.
Because the conditions were so poor.
Right. Cross the body throw by Kipnis. Now, Brian's idea will likely never be heeded, but I like that he thinks out of the box.
Oh, he did.
Gets people riled up.
Yeah. I agree with a lot of what he says.
Our Lexus Run Predictor brought to you by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer. When Kyle Schwarber comes to the plate, it's 100%. But typically, bases empty, 1 out. Not quite so much.
Take this left-hander over the wall in left center.
On a high wall in left and left center. "19 feet high from the pole to just left of center field, 9 feet from center to right."
Is there any reason in the height of that wall? Is it symbolic of anything? Or? How high is it?
Don't know. 19 feet, and then the low wall is 9. I think that one's going to get out. Let's see if he can reach, though. Nope, he's tagged out as Alonso tumbled over Olson. And Olson slow to get up. Yonder, it's I'll tumble for you, not I'll tumble on you.
Yeah. Well, good work here by Olsen. Good concentration. Not an easy play to make at all.
Well, Russell with 2 outs, nobody on.
I think somebody said, "Get over yonder." Addies look good tonight. Doubled first time, and then a deep drive to right central last time.
He grand slammed him in Game 6.
Yep. A lot of soft contact here in the early going for Addy. Had a very nice spring training. Hasn't been able to carry that into the regular season.
Grand slam was off Otero.
He threw him a changeup here in 0-2. Spiked it.
Other memories of games 6 and 7 here. It's just the weather. November 1st and November 2nd in Cleveland, and it was summer-like.
Well, maybe, well, no, it wouldn't work either. Because it's normally not summer-like in November. I was trying to trade in some early season games for some late season games, but that wouldn't work.
Two hit on the ground. Another ball hit hard, but Ramirez will handle this. Cubs go 1-2-3 for the second straight inning, leading by 4.
Responsibly. Budweiser reminds you to drink wiser.
Thanks to Stacy on Twitter. Yeah, the 19-foot wall, when they built this place, it was called the Mini Monster. That makes sense. Got a different name then, too. Jacobs
Field, the Jake. They had that run of sellouts for 6 years.
Line drive and a sliding grab by Hayward to Rob Kipnis. More defense from the Cubs right fielder. Yeah. The Gold Glover.
Yep. One out at the plate, and now a brilliant sliding catch on a sinking line drive. Goodness, been a rough go for him so far this year. Hits a bullet. And he's going to have to retreat to the dugout because of the play by Jason Hayward. Been a lot of hard contact off Chatwood here tonight. 3 hits, 1 a bunt single, and Ramirez has singled twice, 1 to left, 1 to right. This fella here.
Walks have not hurt Chatwood for the most part tonight. Well, there was a walk in that 1-run third. A double play to get out of the first. Zach McAllister up for the Indians.
Here's a little trivia for you folks. This Ramirez gentleman, 91 extra base hits last year, second highest total ever by a switch hitter in Major League Baseball history. Can you name the number 1 on that all-time list? Category is extra base hits by a switch hitter.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
He is not. I don't even think he's eligible yet. Next year.
Well, I should know this.
2001 is when he this individual set the record.
Think about it. I was going to say Chipper Jones, but
Chipper's always a good one. When the category is switch hitting, Chipper's always a good guess.
Ramirez has reached 3 times tonight. And the 1-1 to Alonso is outside. League?
National
League switch hitter.
His nickname may remind you of a large cat.
Carlos Beltran?
No. He would have been a teammate of Carlos Beltran's at one point in his career.
2-2 on Alonso. In the dirt that time. Oh, Puma.
Yep.
Lance Berkman.
You are correct.
Should have just gone to someone you would have covered. Okay.
It's not really good form by Contreras with the pick there. He's impressive with his hands because he does come up with it quite often, but that's not technique.
Popped him up. Behind first, it is caught by Baez.
Planning for a game at Wrigley Field? Check out all the available transportation and parking options. The Cubs offer a free bike check located by the Addison Red Line station. For drivers, the Cubs provide free remote parking and shuttle service on night and weekend games. For information, visit the A to Z guide at Cubs.com.
Now the DH. Here comes Hayward. Well, we're in an American League park, but the NL DH out homering the AL guy 2-zip. by Budweiser.
Now the reason we're here as man and woman is to love each other, take care of each other. When love walks in the room, everybody stand up. Oh, it's good, good.
The Pretenders are from England, but Chrissy Hine, the founding member, is from nearby Akron, Ohio. That'll get your feet moving.
Yeah, that's good.
But fan cam tonight. Zach McAllister takes over. Cubs bat in the 7th, leading 5-1.
Olsen with 1 inning, 3 up, 3 down, 3 ground balls. McAllister pitching for the 9th time, 0-2 with a 4.76. Fastball, curveball. He's got a little more jump than previous 2 relievers.
We got some power forwards in this game for sure. McAllister 6'6", 240. And he slipped on the landing. He'll be playing hoops across the street tomorrow night. Pacers and the Cavs. I believe that series tied at 2 apiece. Line into center. Hayward with a leadoff hit.
Hit it sharply last time, but he lined out to center field this time. Solid single for Jason. He's having a nice trip.
Happ has singled, homered, and knocked in 2. All from the 9 spot. Playing left field, and that's a strike. John Lester gets the ball tomorrow night. Trevor Bauer will pitch for the Indians. He's back home to play Milwaukee Thursday night. Cut and a miss. Here are your probables for tomorrow evening. We'll start an hour later.
Bauer's a good one, but you feel like he caught a break facing the Indians and not having to deal with Kluber or Carrasco.
That fouls away. We're playing a game of euchre tomorrow night. Would he be the right Bauer?
I'm not familiar with euchre.
Okay.
Is that a thing, a right Bauer?
Yeah.
Was that like a...
So if you call diamonds trump, the jack of diamonds would be the right Bauer,
Who's
and
the right Bauer?
Jack of hearts would be the left Bauer. Those are the top 2 cards in that hand, and the ace of trump would be the third.
Yeah,
Eyes are glazing over.
No, that's good.
There goes Hayward again, and a base hit. Hayward will make the turn cautiously on this wet night.
But Happ, 3 out of 3 in the 9 hole tonight. A couple singles and a long one. Using all fields. Homer to left, single to center. Now pulls one through the hole on the right side with Hayward on the move. Yeah, a little slippery track out there.
First 3-hit game this season for Happ. And the Cubs trying to tack on, already leading by 4 here in the late innings.
Still early enough in the season, you can go from being in a slump to red hot in a matter of 2 days.
As we continue to reminisce, Albert Pinch ran for Schwarber in the 10th, game 7, and tagged on a ball hit to center. Got to second base and ended up scoring the go-ahead run. All the little things mattered that night. He bunts. And everybody's safe. Hayward head first into the plate. Pat will head to third. 6-1. It's an infield hit for Almora. Probably an error allowing Happ to advance an extra base. And we charge to the pitcher.
A good read, good break here by Hayward. Really, the play was to throw that ball to first base. Pitchers tend to get a little greedy here, though. He's trying to prevent a run from scoring. I don't know. I'm not sure if there was good communication there or not. Perez, the catcher, probably should have let him know where to go with that one, but there was a whole lot going on for him to consider, too. He sees the ball down. Should he go out and try to make a play on it, let the pitcher get it? Not sure exactly where Hayward is coming down the line.
Still nobody out.
Safety squeeze, a play that the Cubs use a lot. First and third, 1 out. This is a no out situation. It may have been just Albert's own decision to drop that bunt down there. Scored 9 yesterday, 16 on Friday.
Almora was on the move as Baez fouled away.
Cubs in push the pedal to the metal mode here in the 7th. Hayward was moving on the Happ base hit. McAllister, big long righty. He got some very favorable times on his delivery to home plate.
Peg that outside corner, 1-2. Indians will come to Wrigley Field as well. In just under a month for a 2-gamer. And we'll try it again. League tonight in Kansas City. Brewers and the Royals. Lorenzo Cain making his return to Kauffman Stadium. Davies and Kennedy, the matchup there. 1-2. Here it is. Yank foul to left.
Mentioned the Brewers playing good baseball, winners of 6 in a row, so tied with the Cardinals for first place coming into play tonight at 14-9, just percentage points behind the Redbirds. Kansas City 5-15. Imagine they're going to be fairly active sellers at the trade deadline.
Broken bat bouncer to second. Kipnis gets the out at first. Happ is in. It's 7-1. Baez now has knocked in National League best 24 this year.
Batting now for Chicago, first baseman Anthony Rizzo.
kind of beating the drum like John Adams out there. But again, just the value of putting in play. Anthony 0 for 3 tonight. Fly out, ground out, punch out. Sooner or later, somebody's going to pay. You ever play the card game Pedro?
I have not.
In Pedro, they refer to it as right and left jack.
Oh, okay. Well, similar concept. Yeah. We're going to start going through all the card games now.
Good.
Pinochle.
Pinochle. I remember my parents had a deck of Pinochle cards. I never remember how to play it. It was big in the clubhouse back in the day, and I never played that either. It was Boo-Ray.
I don't know. You'd like euchre. It's real simple.
A game for simpletons? Is that what I'm
My point was
I'm
it
big on
wouldn't take you
shoots and ladders too.
It wouldn't take you long to pick it up.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
A little sensitive over there. 2 strikes to Rizzo. Past the pitcher, and he's going to reach.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
And he needed it.
Yep, that is lovely. He hit that one with his thumbs. It may be the softest hit of his career, but yeah, he'll take it. A nudge, a little infield nudge. He's playing out of a pretty deep bunker there. Just wants a little love.
Those guys were teammates when Rizzo started his career in San Diego. Bill Venable. Carl Willis with a visit to the mound.
That's when he was prayer. Breaking the action. The pit crew's out there throwing some dirt around on the infield. Some diamond dry.
John Adams has given up for now.
Bang the drum slowly. Now, do you remember that movie, Bang the Drum Slowly, the baseball movie with Robert De Niro?
I'm familiar with the title, yes.
They played a card game in there called Tag War. And it stood for the exciting game without any rules. Oh. So the veterans would just play with the rookies and they take all their money. They just make stuff up as they went along.
That's great.
No. The Red 7 always takes a king, you know, whatever.
Tag War.
Tag War.
Center field at Zimmer. The tag and head home, and no, Elmore is going to stay at third. You see, if you had played this queen in the last hand, you would have won. But
yeah, that kind of
see
stuff.
Now a 10 is the high card now. Yeah. This particular hand.
Anytime 2 clubs are down consecutively, that flips the order of dominance. Shishak is up in the Cubs bullpen. Tyler Chatwood would have gone back out there, and he still may, but based on what we're seeing now and the length of this inning, they may have decided just to shut him down. Cubs have not had a starting pitcher go beyond 6 innings yet this year. this lengthy half inning, the mindset might be, you know what, good job. Get you up the tunnel, throw a little ice on, and feel good about your outing. Turn it over to the pen. Seven runs on 11 hits for the Cubs tonight.
Ground ball to first. It's foul.
Tyler Malley, the kid who pitched so well against the Cubs earlier this year for Cincinnati, has a no-no going, 6 innings. He struck out 11.
Ground ball, base hit with Rizzo on the move. Almora will score. Estella makes it 8-1.
And the train just keeps rolling. One good plate appearance after another, and they continue to start base runners as well. Tommy stays on this fastball, fading out away from him, but it's up. Just a solid knock for La Stella. Make it look easy at times.
Already 2 homers tonight for Kyle. This continues the theme. When the Cubs win, they score them in bunches. They're averaging 9.5 runs per game in their wins, under 2 in their losses. Overall, leading the National League in runs per game, just under 6. Put up an 8 spot tonight.
Kind of a fun night. They did a bunch of slugging early. They've got 5 hits in this inning, all singles. 1 bunt and then a swinging bunt essentially by Anthony.
Davis has to love what he's seen tonight. Really over the last week or so. Popped into left. Davis on the move. Well, the Indians have been dealt a farmer's hand tonight, and the Cubs are a run away from being in the barn.
I have no idea what that means. schedule brought to you by Ram Trucks. That's Glory Ram. Here for one more tomorrow night, and then the homestand begins with the Brewers in town.
Second time Chatwood has gone 6. Working into the 7th.
Yeah, nobody's gone. No starter has gone beyond 6 innings yet. But Eddie Butler did in the relief.
He is currently on the DL.
Cishek was up just there monitoring that last inning. If the Cubs continued to hit and the inning continued to drag on, I think Joe would have made the move.
Chatwood to Naquin.
Good action.
That's right. Let's see, we got Tyler Chatwood against Tyler Naquin. And Tyler Olson has pitched in this game as well.
Must have been a very popular baby name that year. Naquin turned 27 today. Olson's 28. Chatwood's 28.
Two balls and a strike to Naquin. And that ball is foul to left.
Naquin played his college ball at Texas A&M. He was a first-round pick. 15th overall in 2012.
Righty to lefty on a 2-2. He's run it full. Counting ball, and Baez will throw wildly as he couldn't get a grip on it. So that'll be a hit for Naquin, and once again let's step aside and see what's coming up on WGN. Great to have you with us tonight. As Tyler Chatwood ends up going 6+. And he'll exit with an 8-1 lead in the 7th. with the 7th.
Yeah, he's done a very nice job this year, pitching for the 11th time. Rockies got him for 3 runs, 2 earned on Sunday. That was just the 2nd time this year he's allowed runs in any of his outings. So overall, it's been really solid stuff from the veteran right-hander.
And those runs scored after he had left the game. Pitch to Perez is a strike.
He slipped.
I don't think it stopped raining since we started tonight.
No, it's just been a matter of degrees. In terms of intensity, it's always a challenge, a wet ball, or making sure you get the mud out of your cleats.
Swing and a miss. And that's the first out of the inning. Bring up Zimmer.
Yeah, we've seen Cishek do that a lot. Down, down, and then up for the punch out. He's a pitch maker. You see him stay on target.
Zimmer with a bunt single, and the Indians run in the 3rd. He struck out his next time up, lofted to left, and that ball is off the wall. Nicely played by Happ. It's a double for Zimmer. Nice job by Happ. He knew that ball was not catchable, so instead of standing against the fence and having the ball bounce over him, he played the carom really well.
You know, I haven't seen the wall played that well since Yaz. That was beautifully executed.
Yes.
Good work.
Rajay Davis. I know we mentioned John Adams earlier.
Yeah.
But this is why he's an icon here in terms of Cleveland baseball. They had a lot of really bad teams. He's been doing this since 1973. Now the Indians are really good this year, but they're down 8-1.
Yeah.
But he's sitting out there in the 7th inning in the rain. He's banging on that drum. What he's been doing for 45 years or so. And as you said, the old place, cavernous. You could put 15 to 20,000 in Municipal Stadium and it would look almost completely empty. Sparse crowd tonight in the rain.
They didn't use him in the movie. Major League movies.
Don't believe they did.
I think they had a drummer. But I don't think so.
Davis did not swing. Like having those insurance runs, the Cubs played at 3 in the top of the 7th. Make it an 8-1 lead. And he went around. Call made by Ted Barrett. So that's the 2nd out, and here comes Lindor.
$50-50. I'm sure Davis is arguing, hey, get some help there, but umpire's just going to call what he sees. He thought there was enough of a commitment there. There's a lot of movement too with the body as well as the swing, and that may have influenced Barrett. That angle, it didn't look like much. You'd love to get strikeouts on a night like tonight. Keep the ball out of play. That wet field now is getting wetter and wetter, and tough for infielders to make plays.
A little low on Lindor. Missed again. Held up. He might have gone. But Tom Woodring said he did not. Missed badly off the plate inside, and they've got the bases loaded now with 2 outs.
Cishek ended up on the dirt. I mean, it's really slippery out there, and this is where you start to get worried about a ball just pitch getting away from the pitcher and somebody getting hurt at home plate. A wild pitch.
Yep, and here comes Ted Barrett to check out the conditions, and he's asking the grounds crew to come out and do a little maintenance. And it's getting really slick there at the shortstop and second base positions as well. When you start to see a little shine from the lights, you know it's getting pretty wet. And we talk to Joe every day. He's particularly sensitive to this type of situation because of what he endured during the 2008 World Series in Philadelphia.
Yeah, they played in a quagmire there.
So the Indians have 3 men on with 2 down here in the 7th, trailing by 7. And Jason Kipnis at the plate.
0 for 2 tonight. He walked first time up. RBI ground, and then he had a BB to right field last time. Hayward made a spectacular play on him.
Cishek's first offer is a strike on the outside corner. Sinker at 87.
Try to stay real strong on your back leg here.
The 0-1 is outside.
It's hard to finish because when your plant foot slips, you don't have that firm front side to work against. So you get your leverage.
Cishek in for Chatwood here in the 7th. And a strike away from getting out of it. Right now, Tyler 6+, 4 hits, 1 run. Cishek has the sign and a 2-2. High fly to center. This should get Cishek out of it. Almora keeps his feet moving, and that's it for Cleveland in the 7th. They strand them loaded. Bonafide player of the game is the Cubs DH Kyle Schwarber. 2 home runs tonight. Wrap your hands around the original Italian beef of the Chicago Cubs at one of the 25 Bona locations.
Usually not much doubt when Kyle gets into one, and he did it twice tonight. One was a line drive variety, and then that second one a high towering blast. The designated hitter is doing some serious hitting. The home runs number 5 and 6 for the year. And in between, you just can hang out, have a coffee, chat.
Eric Gonzalez is now playing shortstop for Lindor, and the new pitcher is Nick Goody. LSU product, originally from Orlando, Florida, 26 years old.
Fastballs and sliders.
Russell a double, line to the warning track, and then a hard ground out to third.
Good swing there. You see Addison nodding. He feels really good about his swing here tonight, seeing the ball well.
One and two the count.
That leg kick he's using, and hitting is all about timing. And much of this year, he's just a little bit out of sync, caught in between.
He went around too far and is a strikeout victim to start the 8th.
Hitting now for Chicago, right fielder Jason Hayward.
Freddie Freeman homered to break up Tyler Malley's no-hit bid. It's a 5-3 Cincinnati lead in the bottom of the 7th. In fact, he gave up a couple of home runs in the 7th. Kurt Suzuki as well.
Reds are looking to win back-to-back games for the first time all year. They're 4-18.
The Red Sox have lost 2 in a row for the first time this year.
Peak too early.
They're trailing at Toronto tonight, 3-1 in the 6th.
I had the MLB Network on earlier today. They pointed out that the Reds 3-1 on Mondays and only had 1 win on any other day of the week, for what it's worth. I don't think anybody was claiming that it was worth anything, but it's just a kind of a fun fact.
Right.
Whatever you do, you don't want to play the Reds on Monday.
Well, the Cubs lost the game on Monday to them. That will drop. Bloop hit. Hayward on his way to second. He's got a double.
Just good fortune there. This ball's up a little bit. He doesn't hit it very hard, but he finds a safe haven for it out there. Shallow left, close to the line. 13 hits for the Cubs now in this ball game.
3 of those belong to Ian Happ. 2 singles and a home run.
Soft with Happ. You like to elevate the fastball with him. Got a little bit, his natural swing, got a little bit of uppercut. You work hard to try to get on top of that high fastball. Either that or just learn to disregard it. McAllister worked an inning, allowed 5 hits, 3 runs. Other than that, the bullpen for the Indians has been pretty solid. Very solid, as a matter of fact.
The starter Tomlin charged with 5 runs on 7 hits. And 3 2/3. Run prevention has been their bailiwick so far this season, but not tonight.
Yeah, they've gotten away with really not scoring a lot of runs because the pitching's been so good. They still managed to find themselves in first place. I was looking on their game-by-game earlier. They had a 10-game stretch in which they allowed a total of 23 runs.
So 2 strikeouts for Goody, and here's Almora for the 5th time. Followed upstairs, 16,408, the paid crowd tonight.
It's right around what they're averaging. Last year they drew just a little over 2 million for a team that won 102 ball games in a ballpark that a few years back they sold out pretty much every date. 5 years, 6 years, something like that.
They set the record at one point. Those were some great teams in the mid to late 90s and into the early 2000s. Almora just got a piece of it. .455 consecutive sellouts. And a great run. Mike Hargrove managing their club.
Kenny Lofton.
Charlie Manuel took over.
Bayarga. The Alomars.
Manning. Yep. Swing and a miss, so all the outs were strikeouts. But the Cubs lead in the 8th. 8-1. On WGN, Mark Brady, Todd Benjaminson, our director, Vince Lodel, our associate producer, Borwald, our executive producer, and our studio coordinator tonight, Steve Novak, our euchre expert, Jim DeShays. You know, I've never asked Bob Euchre if he
euchre playing
plays
euchre.
euchre.
That would be a
Different spelling.
a poster or something.
Here's Justin Wilson.
Promotion at the ballpark. Euchre
Yeah.
with euchre.
8-1 Cubs late. Ramirez batting right-handed against the southpaw, takes low. Pirates have postponed their game against Detroit, so they've got a doubleheader tomorrow. Straight up doubleheader. Line shot, and it's over the head of Happ. And Ramirez will have a double to lead off the Cleveland eighth.
Ramirez, I can flat out rank 3 hits and a walk tonight. This time it's a 2-base hit. A screamer over the head of Happ out there and left.
Alonso sounded like he broke his bat. Hayward will make the running catch. One away.
Wilson really slipped delivering that pitch as well. Good work by Hayward out there calling early. A ball like that, you're always worried about a collision with 2 guys in hot pursuit, but he let Almore know early on that he had things under control.
Edwin Encarnacion. The pitch gets by. Contreras is going to fire to third. And a good try, but late.
Wilson has battle control problems since putting on a Cub uniform, and this makes it doubly tough in conditions like this. Slipping and sliding out there.
Infield back, 1-1. Sounds like when Jose Bautista gets to the big leagues with Atlanta, Encarnacion's former Blue Jays teammate, he's going to play third base basically every day. That's going to be fair. And Tommy probably should have just let it roll. I don't think it would have gone foul. At any rate, it's 8-2.
It was fair, but it felt so unfair watching that thing roll down the third baseline. Oh, come on. But turnabout is fair play. Anthony had a very soft hit. Hayward had that little bloop base hit, double actually into left field. Now Encarnacion, who had been 0 for prior to that swing, gets on the hit board.
Brandon Geyer. That's for Naquin. Originally a 5th-round pick of the Cubs. 2007. Dealt to the Rays in the Matt Garza deal, 2011. Estella to Baez, and the turn. They go around the horn 2nd time tonight. Indians held to 1. We go to the 9th. It's 8-2 Cubs. downtown Cleveland.
Leading off for Chicago will be number 9, Javier Baez.
8-2 for the visitors, trying to make it 3 out of 4 on this 5-game road trip. And the new pitcher is Matt Belisle.
Winner of 14 major league seasons. This is his 666th big league appearance. Number 9 among all actives. 6th time he's pitched this year. No wins, no losses, and a 5.68 ERA.
Geyer playing right. Fair ball. Baez. More extra bases. A double in the first, a double here in the ninth.
Double, toil and trouble. You know, we talked the other day about first pitch breaking pitches. So might make sense for guys to start sitting on that a little bit more. And it appeared to be the case with Baez. He jumps all over that get over curveball from Belisle.
He's got 7 doubles, 3 triples, and 7 home runs. Ball 1 to Rizzo.
Belisle debuted with Cincinnati way back in 2003. He's from Austin, Texas. Did some starting early in his career, but since 09 he's been strictly out of the pen.
Ground ball into left. Baez will jog home. Cubs lead 9-2. They're in the barn.
And again, it doesn't really smoke this ball, but well placed, and 2 knocks for Anthony. Last 2 times up. Maybe a little gimpy there coming home. Maybe just carrying a little extra mud in his spikes.
Maybe.
I always worry about guys pushing it on a wet field like this, maybe tweaking a hammy or a groin. Appears to be just fine.
Double, single, and a run. And here's Contreras.
Grinding man is still reviewing the video. It could either be video they're looking at or just some tendencies of Belisle. What he likes to throw on certain counts.
Two balls, no strikes. And the Cubs catcher.
Or they just could be engaged in a game of word with friends. I mean, there's no such thing as Krasnotnik.
120-point word.
Nine across. 2016 World Series hero. What I count, 15 current Cubs that were on that World Series team. Seems like a fair bit of turnover, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Just 18 months.
That's the way the game goes.
Yeah.
3-2. Contreras just getting his career started. Back then, David Ross's career ending. What a storybook end to his career, huh?
Yeah, he homered in Game 7.
Homered in the final game of his career in Game 7 of the World Series, which his team won. Contreras draws the walk. Joe mentioned Miguel Montero, how he helped Aroldis Chapman get through the end of his appearance. You know, Roldis got the win.
Yep.
You know, he gave up the home run in the 8th. Kept them scoreless in the 9th.
Miggy got a big knock, too.
He did. Both runners will advance.
They're discussing a possible position player. Things don't get better for Belisle here. You know, instead of having him sliding around out there and putting himself at risk, just bring a position player and hey, just play catch. Just don't hurt yourself. Throw it over.
Wasn't it David Murphy who pitched in that 17-0 game, and Bryant hit a grand slam off of
first career grand slam.
2 years ago in interleague play. 1-1. The only problem, if he did it now, Belisle would say, oh, great. I'm going to give up 2 of my runs.
Yeah.
Hand the ball to a shortstop. Rizzo trotting home. That's a 2-for-1 for La Stella. It's 10-2. Contreras at third, 1 away.
Can run batted in for Tommy tonight.
Schwarber homered in his first 2 chances, grounded out in the 6th, flied out in the 7th.
Ten to 2. That's the time it is on the watch commercials. The hands on the watch.
And isn't that how we were taught how to drive?
Yep.
10-2.
10 to 2 on the wheel.
That may have changed. I don't know what they teach aspiring drivers now. I'm willing to go to 9:30, 2:30 if needed, but
I think the straight 6:30.
Swing and a miss. 2-1.
There's a girl in high school. She walked with it. Kind of had a duck walk with her feet out like 10 to 2, and then so they nicknamed her Timex.
It's not very nice.
No, was it?
2-2. $15 Cub hits. 4 have been home runs.
Yeah, it would be a leap to say that the Cubs are so good that they could tailor their approach to the ballpark. In Coors Field, we talked about the big spacious outfield there, the way the ball carries and all that, how it made sense to just make sure you put it in play. Coming to this yard, you can do some slugging here.
Shallow center field. Zimmer slides and makes a nice catch. And Contreras will hold up at third. So 2 outs. It's Addison Russell. Hopefully Chris Bryant can get back in the lineup tomorrow. No sense in taking a chance and pushing him back too soon tonight. Bouncer to Eric Gonzalez, playing short. Cubs get 2 more, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. It's 10-2 in Cleveland. Leading 10-2. Ted Nugent was a Cubs fan. Luke Farrell
joined the Cubs in Colorado after making a couple starts down at Iowa. Saturday against the Rockies, he worked an inning, scoreless, a couple of strikeouts. He's from here, born here, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's from Cleveland. Pitched at Northwestern. Swing and a miss by the catcher Perez. Luke pitching for his 3rd major league club. Debuted at Kansas City last year. Reds. And now the Chicago National League club. 1-1. 6'6", 210. Making his 2nd appearance. 1-2.
Dad pitched for the Indians, 87 through 90. Heading in 95.
That's a strikeout. 1 out here in the Indians' 9th.
If the final out is a ground ball to 3rd, are you going to say the Cubs win the World Series?
Well, if it were Bryant, it'd make more sense. I could do it with Tommy Listillo. Right? line, and that'll drop down safely into the grass in left center. Zimmer from the 8th spot has 3 hits tonight, and he's going to make his way to second base.
Zimmer was originally drafted by the Cubs, 23rd round of 2011. Did not sign, went to the University of San Francisco. Indians took him in the first round of the draft in 2014 out of college. So yeah, ball gets loose, he gets second base. A double play in order now, so a little more work to do for Farrell.
Error charged to Happ.
I got to put culpability on more on Javi than Happ on that one.
Rajay Davis 0 for 2 with a walk. At the time, it looked like a big play. He was thrown out trying to score their second run in the 3rd inning. Grabbed by Jason Hayward from right. Swing and a miss. 2-2.
Hummer remains optimistic, proving he's not a front runner. Down 8, he's still beating his drum.
Here comes a 2-2. Strike 3 called. And out away, leading by 8. Here's Eric Gonzalez. Base hit center field. And the throw will be cut off. As a run scores, it's 10-3. Get Kipnis another plate appearance. Gonzalez will take second without any action from the Cubs defensively, because they were defensively indifferent with the scorebook. One of these calls I would like to see defensively ambivalent, that there was a slight thought of maybe making a throw, but ultimately they didn't.
Just mark whatever in your scorebook.
Cubs win. They dominate the Indians tonight 10-3. 15 hits, 4 home runs. And Tyler Chatwood gets his first win as a Chicago Cub. We'll have more from Cleveland in a moment.